Right, news just in is that South African Airways Business Rescue Plan has come to an end. The national carrier has been under business rescue for 17 months. Heidi Jokos joins me now for more news on that. So, Heidi, this is a big moment, but before we look at what that means, let's look at what the business rescue process has achieved in 17 months.
Well, I think the most crucial thing here, Sally, is the fact that the business rescue practitioners were able to get the airline to a point where it's solvent, where they were able to sort out the majority of the national carrier's debt. But when the airline went into business rescue in December 2019, we do know that they had to adopt a business rescue plan. There was a lot of pushback to that business rescue plan. We do know that they required a certain amount of funding. We know that the Department of Public Enterprises, which is the shareholder involved here, was not happy with the specific plan, and there was also talks about it moving into liquidation. But finally, the business rescue plan was adopted in July, the end of July, and what we've seen so far is the fact that over 4,000 staff members that SAA had, it's now gone down to just over 1,000 staff members. We know a number of them have taken voluntary severance packages. A number of them have also been retrenched. We do know that the South African Airways Pilots Association has also been locked out with talks with SAA as they were unhappy with the new contracts and new terms and conditions of their contracts. But basically what's key here, Sally, is the fact that the airline is now officially out of business rescue. It doesn't necessarily mean that all is well now and the airline will take over. They need to adopt a new plan. They need to adopt a strategy that's going to assist them to be able to fly again. But they've been able to manage the airline's books. The business rescue practitioners had a massive task to sort out all of that. And we also know that funding was extremely crucial with regards to the business rescue practitioners being able to fulfill their functions and duties as business rescue practitioners. We know the business rescue practitioners have also indicated that they have filed their implementation to remove the SAA out of business rescue with the CIPC. That always happens when an airline or any company, for that matter, moves into business rescue or liquidation. Once it goes into business rescue or liquidation, it goes through the CIPC. Once it's removed, it goes through the CIPC as well. So it's a huge move and a huge step for our national carrier.
All right, so Heidi, who is going to be in charge now, and how soon will SAA start flying again?
So when the news came in, the first question that I asked was, what does this actually mean? Is the airline actually out of business rescue? Given the fact that it's been in business rescue for 17 months, many people were saying that it's highly unlikely that it would come out of business rescue because of what aviation is looking like globally, because of the impact of COVID-19. But we do understand that the airline has been handed back to the board and the executives at SAA from the business rescue practitioners, and that was always going to happen. The minute the airline is taken out of the hands of the business rescue practitioners, it's handed back to the board. We know that there's an interim board. We know there's an interim CEO. So we know that they are going to start strategizing. When we spoke to the interim CEO of SAA last week, he did indicate that there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, and hopefully they'll be able to fly between July and August this year. But of course, they need to find a way to make this work. There's an issue of aircraft, there's an issue of pilots. They need to find pilots because of this deadlock that they have with the Pilots Association. So hopefully, even though it's out of business rescue, and that's a massive step, they will be able to meet that deadline to fly in July and August.
Well, thank you so much, Heidi Jokos, for clarifying exactly what it means that SAA is now out of business rescue after 17 months.